A few weeks ago, I made my homemade meatball recipe and mentioned how you could find my marinara sauce on our newspaper's website. Well, since we've updated the site, there's a lot of my archived recipes have disappeared. Thank you to the many viewers who've reached out to me to let me know. So today, this one's for you. I'm making my homemade marinara sauce. No more sauce in a jar. This will be your go-to. It's so easy. Guys, so we're making my homemade marinara sauce. I have been making this since the beginning of time. Well, the beginning of me cooking time. So first to get started, I have a really tight head of garlic. So that's a good indicator. This is a fresh bulb of garlic. When it's really hard to split the cloves from the head, nice and fresh. That's what you want. So I have about 5 cloves of garlic. These are really big ones, so I'm counting the really big ones as 2. So we're gonna mince our garlic and dice 1 large onion. So you want about 1 cup of onion. So I keep this sauce rather simple. Like I said, I have been making it since I started cooking. I am Italian, and I remember it was so important to me to make a really delicious sauce. I figured I'm Italian. People expect that when you're Italian. They expect if you're gonna make a homemade sauce, it's gotta be amazing. I worked on it for years. And what I've learned was the simpler I made it, the better it was. So starting with good quality fresh ingredients. Now, although I'm using canned San Marzanos in a can, which are Italian tomatoes from Italy, and some crushed tomatoes. Okay. I don't have a garden. I don't have tons of tomatoes out there. That's truly homemade, but I'm calling this one homemade. We are sauteing our onion, sauteing some garlic. We're doing a little deglazing, and we're gonna cook it. So again, less is more. This sauce is gonna be so delicious. Okay, so now we're gonna heat a 4-quart pot. So I'm gonna make about 6 to 8 cups. So it'll yield about 6 to 8 cups. And I'm gonna show you how you can store this in your freezer. That way, all you have to do is thaw it and cook it. But really, this cooks really quickly. 25-30 minutes for a homemade sauce is not bad. But I tend to make it ahead sometimes. And it's nice to have that little prep ahead tip too. I'll show you that at the end. All right, heat your oil. Add the onion. We're going to saute the onion, and while the onion is sauteing, I'm going to mince my garlic. Okay, so our onions have sauteed. Now it's time for the garlic. So the garlic, as soon as you smell it, it's beautifully fragrant. It's released all its flavor. It takes about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Then we're gonna deglaze with white wine. So you're thinking, white wine, but this is a red sauce. For me, my personal style, I don't particularly like to cook with red wine. There's something in the tannins that sort of deliver a flavor that I don't really love. I love my sauce to be light and fruity, and that's what white wine does. There's no tannin, so it doesn't have that really strong, robust flavor. With using a white wine, it gives it a really nice, light and fruity flavor. I like it just like that. You will too. All right, about a 1/2 cup. I have Chardonnay. So we're gonna reduce it by half. So here I have 1 can of crushed tomatoes and then 1 can of San Marzano tomatoes. And like I said earlier, these are different. These are plum tomatoes, but they're from San Marzano, Italy. So they're a little more different. They're gonna be sweeter. They're gonna be a little bit more special simply because they're going to have the flavor of that terroir, of that region of San Marzano. So they are a little more different. So if you see the price difference, that's why. They're just a little more special. I really love them. But I do half and half because I want a little bit of that chunkiness from the actual tomatoes, and I need the volume of the crushed tomatoes. So in goes our crushed tomatoes. And then with your hands, I would say best tools in the kitchen. I have to take off my rings first. I'm gonna crush up these tomatoes so they're nice and chunky. Just be careful when you're ripping them apart. I've had it just squish everywhere and make a mess. This is a great thing for your kids to do in the kitchen. Come on, how fun is it just to get in there with your hands and crush up those tomatoes. All right, I can tell these are nice and tender. These are gonna be beautifully ripe. All right, once you crush them up, just add them right to the sauce. Now to season it. Dry parsley, dry basil, salt and pepper. That's it. How simple, right? Now we're just gonna bring this to a slight boil, reduce it to a simmer, and let all the flavors come together. This is clean, it's light, it's so delicious. About 25, 30 minutes. So it's been about 30 minutes, and our sauce has been simmering away. All right, so now we have to taste it for salt and pepper. I know I need just a smidge more. Let's give it a taste. It's delicious. It's just fresh, delicious. I love the chunks of tomatoes in there. A little bit more salt and pepper. And then here's how I'm gonna show you how to prep it ahead, if you want to. So certainly, all month on Cook This, stick around. Please visit me week after week because I'm gonna show you how to use this marinara and many other recipes. I have eggplant rollatini coming, I have chicken cacciatore, and linguine and clams. So you could make this first, doesn't take you long, and then prepare the other recipes, or you can prep it ahead. So here's what you're gonna do. Save these. Anytime you get Chinese takeout, these are great. They stack well in your freezer. So a lot of the times, I'll make this ahead, fill them up, let them cool, and stick it in my freezer. And then that way, all you have to do is thaw it, throw it in the pot, reheat it, and voila. Boil some pasta, add some chicken parm, put it over your chicken parm, your eggplant rollatini, chicken cacciatore, you get where I'm getting with this. And then just cover it. That's it. Label it, I always label it, that's the restaurant in me. You always have to label everything. That way you know how long it's been there, and it will last you up to 2 to 3 months. For this recipe, head over to the newspaper's website. I'm Shereen with Cook This. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.